War is chaos. Battles are fought in uncertainty, confusion, and fear. Plans fail. Communications break down. Unexpected events disrupt even the most carefully prepared operations. Yet throughout history, successful commanders have consistently relied on a set of timeless ideas that help them navigate the chaos of war. From the armies of Alexander the Great to Napoleon to the modern battlefields of Ukraine, these ideas continue to influence military success. They are known as the principles of war. These principles provide commanders with a framework for making decisions when everything around them is uncertain. Today, we will explore these principles and discover why they remain just as relevant in the age of drones and artificial intelligence as they were on the ancient battlefields. The principles of war are doctrinal foundations that guide military planning and operations. They help commanders focus combat power, maintain unity of effort, and increase the probability of success. No principle works in isolation. Each supports and reinforces the others. A commander who masters these principles gains a powerful advantage. A commander who ignores them often pays a heavy price. The first and most important principle is aim. Every military operation must have a clear and achievable objective. Without a clearly defined aim, military power becomes scattered and ineffective. The aim provides direction. It ensures that every action contributes toward a common purpose. A famous example can be seen during the 1991 Gulf War. The coalition's objective was not simply to attack Iraqi forces. The aim was specific: liberate Kuwait. Because the objective was clear, military resources could be coordinated efficiently and focused toward a common end state. Throughout history, armies that lose sight of their aim often lose the war itself. The next principle is morale. Weapons matter. Technology matters. But morale often matters more. Morale is the collective confidence, determination, and fighting spirit of a force. A highly motivated army can overcome tremendous disadvantages. History is filled with examples of smaller forces defeating larger opponents because they possessed greater resolve. Morale begins long before the first shot is fired. It is built through leadership, training, discipline, and trust. During war, morale is strengthened by courage, shared sacrifice, and belief in the cause being fought for. When morale collapses, even powerful armies can quickly become ineffective. The next principle is concentration. Success often comes from concentrating strength at the decisive place and time. Concentration does not necessarily mean gathering the largest number of troops. Instead, it means applying combat power where it will have the greatest effect. One of history's greatest masters of concentration was Napoleon. Repeatedly, he maneuvered his forces so that superior strength could be brought against a critical enemy weakness. This principle still remains relevant today. Modern militaries seek to concentrate not only soldiers, but also intelligence, precision fires, drones, and cyber capabilities at decisive points. Next principle is conservation of combat power and economy of effort. Combat power is a precious resource. Once lost, it is often difficult to replace. Conservation of combat power requires commanders to preserve their strength for decisive moments. Closely related is economy of effort. Not every sector deserves equal resources. Commanders must allocate forces carefully, giving priority where success matters most. This balance between commitment and preservation is one of the most difficult decisions in warfare. Use too much force too early, and reserves disappear. Hold back too much, and opportunities are missed. Great commanders understand this balance. Next principle is security and surprise. Security protects a force from enemy interference. Surprise exploits enemy vulnerabilities. Together, they form one of the most powerful combinations in warfare. The Normandy landings of 1944 demonstrate this perfectly. Through deception operations, the Allies convinced Germany that the invasion would occur elsewhere. When the landings began, the Germans were caught off balance. The result was operational surprise. Next principle is aggressive action. Successful armies rarely wait passively for events to unfold. They seize the initiative. Aggressive action means imposing your will on the enemy. It means maintaining pressure and forcing the adversary to react. It requires discipline, preparation, and calculated risk. The goal is simple: keep the enemy off balance and deny them freedom of action. The next principle is flexibility and fluidity. No battle unfolds exactly as planned. The ability to adapt is therefore essential. Flexibility allows forces to adjust rapidly when circumstances change. Fluidity goes even further. It creates a constantly changing battlefield that overwhelms the enemy's decision-making process. Modern warfare increasingly rewards adaptability. Drones, cyber attacks, and real-time intelligence have accelerated the pace of conflict. Rigid organizations struggle. Flexible organizations thrive. Next principle is synchronization. Victory often depends on timing. Synchronization ensures that different elements of a force work together toward a common purpose. Infantry, armor, artillery, air power, logistics, all must operate in harmony. When synchronized effectively, combat power becomes greater than the sum of its parts. The last principle is sustainability. Armies do not fight on courage alone. They fight on fuel, food, ammunition, medical support, maintenance. History repeatedly demonstrates that logistics often determines victory or defeat. An army that cannot sustain itself eventually stops fighting, regardless of its battlefield successes. Sustainability transforms military ambition into military reality. Without it, every other principle eventually collapses. The principles of war endure because they address the timeless realities of human conflict. For centuries, they have helped commanders navigate the chaos of battle. Technology changes. Weapons evolve. Battlefields transform. Yet the fundamental challenges of warfare remain remarkably consistent. Which principle do you think is the most important one? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, don't forget to smash like and comment. See you next time.